This week, we've got a hack that lets strangers steal your season tickets and quietly erase stadium bans at one of Europe's biggest football clubs. A security tool that got poisoned and turned into a weapon against the very developers who trusted it. The AI app with $1 billion Disney deal that vanished in just 6 months. Meta's fighting back against scammers with AI. And Lloyds is back in the news after nearly 500,000 customers briefly got a window into someone else's bank account. All of that and a lot more on this week's The Awareness Angle. And with me, as always, is my partner in cybercrime prevention, Mr. Luke Pettigrew. Hello, Luke. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing well, thank you. How are you?
I'm good. How's your week been? Usual?
Yeah, not too bad. Yeah, pretty standard. How about you?
Yeah, not bad. Been doing some filming and just going down on like the final parts, preparing stuff. It's like scripts are written, blogs are written, and just prepping stuff before it all gets published. So it's like, ugh. But exciting times. More on that at another point, though. Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay, should we get into it? Should we just get cracking?
Yeah, let's go for it.
Brilliant. Okay, then first up, it's this week's Breach of the Week. So this week's Breach of the Week is Ajax Amsterdam hack exposed fan data and allowed attackers to steal season tickets and lift stadium bans. So this comes from Bleeping Computer. Dutch football club AFC Ajax has disclosed that a hacker exploited vulnerabilities in its IT systems and accessed data belonging to just a few hundred people. The security issues also allowed transferring purchase tickets to others and enabled modifications to stadium bans. The club found out about it not from its own security monitoring, but from journalists. RTL's investigation found that by poking at exposed APIs and reusing shared keys, it was possible to access other users entirely, transferring season tickets, altering account details, and even lifting stadium bans. Season ticket holders cannot prevent this, as the ticket can simply disappear from their account and can no longer be used. Ajax have said that the vulnerabilities have now been patched, and the Dutch Data Protection Authority and police have been notified. I mean, that's like the season tickets, you can sort all that out, but the lifting of stadium bans could have had potentially quite significant impacts.
Yeah, it could be quite bad, yeah.
Yeah, I just have visions of like football firms, like out of Football Factory, and a bunch of hooligans that have been banned from matches get allowed back in for like one match, and then like it's got Hollywood movie or Channel 4 movie written all over it in some ways. Oh, we're back in for one game, let's make the most of it. So yeah, it's quite an interesting one as well that they didn't find out themselves, but they found out from a journalist who were tipped off by the hackers. Yeah, that's quite an interesting one. Yeah, so I mean, that's Ajax in Amsterdam. Could have been any football club, and it's just another place where your data lives, your data resides. You know, it's just another place where you wouldn't necessarily think your data is going to get exposed, but there it has. Could be any football club in the world. You know, it's big or small. So
yeah, I guess not just football as well, right? Any events, kind of sports or other. It's interesting.
Yeah, yeah, and it says here that every Ajax app user had the same digital key to make adjustments to their account. So purely by manipulating a sent data packet, it was possible to perform actions on someone else's behalf, such as transferring a ticket. So that was a design flaw, not a sophisticated hack. So some of the breaches don't require advanced tools. They just find a little problem and it's a wide open door, like we spoke about last week with Company's House. It's a similar thing, isn't it? Like leaving the door open. So yeah. Right, that's this week's Breach of the Week. Just an interesting one, different one, sports club. Yeah, something different. So let's get on with this week's news. Right, and you're going to kick us off this week.
Yeah, it's the first one we've got.
Kick off this week. Sorry,
I
just realised it was completely accidental. I just realised what I did. Sorry, go on.
Yeah, so this one is Meta launches a new anti-scam tool across WhatsApp, Facebook, and Messenger using AI. So something we sort of spoke about before, right?
It feels like at last, but I wonder if it actually works. Okay, go on.
Yeah, so yeah, obviously designed to fight scammers and to protect people. It was launched a couple of weeks ago, I think, by the looks of this. But yeah, essentially, it's a bunch of features across those apps. So on WhatsApp, there's a new device linking warning that flags up any suspicious requests before you accidentally sort of link your account to a cybercriminal. Facebook has some alerts when you send or receive friend requests from accounts that have suspicious activity. Messenger is getting expanded AI-powered scam detection that watches for patterns like dodgy job offers and warns you before you communicate any further. They've also said that they've removed over 159 billion scam ads in 2025. 92% were taken down before anyone even reported them, apparently.
Well, we know that's not true. Well, we know that's not really made a dent then, don't we? Because we see them near enough every week.
Yeah. And yeah, took down over 10 million accounts linked to criminal scam centers. So yeah, it's quite a few good improvements there. Like we said, it's about time. And yeah, now they're using AI tooling that they have to fight back against scammers, which also use AI in a lot of their posts or fake adverts and videos. Like we've seen a lot of deepfake type adverts promising various things or cryptocurrency sort of scams with manipulated videos and all over Facebook, for example. So,
do you remember weeks ago we spoke about Brad Pitt in a hospital bed?
Yeah.
Do you remember that? And that was like WhatsApp and Facebook Messenger. So that, I imagine, would have been tackled by this as well, which is cool.
Yeah, and then the interesting sort of ones here, I think, is like the WhatsApp device linking. It's not really something you typically talk about. Obviously, like you can link your phone to a web version of WhatsApp or just like an app version on your computer through like a QR code.
I think we spoke about that just a few weeks ago about that being an issue. Yeah, there was a campaign going around that was targeting that.
So yeah, like all it would sort of take is a cybercriminal would give you the QR code to scan, or you'd go onto like a dodgy web version of WhatsApp, I guess, like a imitation website, and you'd scan a QR code and so on, and then you'd link your account to their device. But yeah, it basically asks you to sort of be careful with what you're scanning, just to sort of double check before you actually do scan the code. And yeah, there's a lot of adverts. 159 million seems like a huge number. I wonder how many adverts they have in general across the platform.
There's some really nice
makes a dent.
There's some really nice screenshots in the article that they've shared. Let me just share this here. So this one, for example, this is a friend request. Check the details before you confirm. They joined Facebook 6 days ago. They appear to be in a different country. You don't have many mutual friends. Confirm anyway. So that's all. That stops people creating. That, I mean, that's really good. It doesn't take. It's not rocket science. That's a good use of AI. But like, they didn't really need like a really advanced AI to display that kind of information. And then safety tips. Check profile details carefully. Look out for duplicate accounts. That safety tips is hidden behind a little blue text that says safety tips. No one's ever going to see that safety tips window. But that half screen thing that comes up when the friend request is there, I think after you press confirm, please check the details before you confirm. That's a really nice touch. And there was one more screenshot here that is from Facebook Messenger. And the Messenger image, this chat could be suspicious. Scam detection found that this chat could be suspicious. You can request an AI review of messages in this chat against signs of a scam. So again, that's quite good. And then you can send it off for review and it comes back and says common scam signs, job offers, work from home offers, job in exchange for money, that kind of thing. So yeah, I think that's it's positive that Meta are doing some with. I don't think this won't scratch the surface probably, but it's positive that Meta are actually doing something. It feels like a shift almost, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think the next story kind of touches on AI and stuff, but I think, yeah, as we've discussed a few times, that AI is so accessible now, it's so easy to use for the wrong purposes and such. So
yeah,
hopefully this does do something. But yeah, like you said, it's probably going to be more that needs to be done, and then there'll be new ways around all of these scam detections, and it's like a never-ending battle, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Well, I'll move on to the next one then. You kind of queued that up nicely. The next story is OpenAI shuts down Sora video app and Disney pulls its $1 billion investment deal. So from Variety, this has been reported everywhere. Just 6 months after launch, OpenAI has shut down Sora, its AI video generation app, which had hit 1 million downloads in under 5 days. I think it was the fastest growing app at its time, the most downloaded app, most downloaded app after OpenAI came out. So it's now gone. OpenAI says it's exiting the video generation business entirely to shift its priorities elsewhere. So with the closure reported part of a wider move to simplify its product lineup ahead of a potential IPO. So Disney had agreed to license iconic characters, including Mickey Mouse and Cinderella, to OpenAI for use in Sora, and had planned to take a $1 billion stake in the company. But they're now winding down that partnership completely. Obviously, everybody said that Sora contributed to misinformation and AI slop. Copyright holders had raised concerns about their IP, their intellectual property appearing in videos, which is one reason Disney did a deal, I would imagine. You know, let's, like, if we can't beat it, let's get in there and own it. But I mean, I did read other things that said OpenAI pulling out of this because they can't compete with some of the tools that are coming out of China right now. Like they're actually, Sora's actually quite far behind the curve compared to some of the leading ones coming out from China, and that they just haven't got the time, money, or, you know, intelligence, to artificial or real, to kind of compete. They're like, can't keep up. Yeah. So in some ways it's good that Sora's gone or is going. That's good because it might result in less AI slop on my Instagram and TikTok feed, which is really annoying. But this does also kind of move the problem. Many users are going to move to other options that aren't owned by American or European companies and aren't regulated or controlled. And yeah, so I think this doesn't solve the problem. It might just move it. But yeah, it's it's not really a security story, but it does mean that we might see less AI slop on our feed. So we might, it's not as easily accessible in some ways.
Yeah. That's interesting, like you just said there, with the whole sort of regulations and stuff behind AI and generated content. I think I'm probably wrong, but I feel like it's not there yet, and it's kind of, no one kind of has come up with laws and whatnot. And now, if I guess if, like you said, these platforms go away, then there's less reason for American companies or countries even to do anything about it. If it's like a Chinese-made tool or something, or any other country that's not them. But yeah, like you said, I'm sure there'll be many other tools now that people will just use instead.
I do wonder if this is a pause rather than a permanent retirement, though. I read something this week that said, because obviously the use of AI and all the data centers, tell me if I'm wrong, but isn't that partly to blame for like high RAM prices and RAM shortages and stuff like that, because everyone needs it for this kind of thing? Used to be graphic cards, but now it's RAM. I saw something this week that said Google, using AI, had found a way to like use 6 times less memory, and that share prices in like some RAM manufacturers had gone up because they reckon that there was about to be like all of a sudden there'd been like a revolutionary breakthrough that you don't need as much memory to do certain things now. And if that's the case, we might see tools like that come back, reborn with new investment under a new skin. Who knows?
Yeah,
they've still got the tech. Maybe they'll just shadow it for a little while and then relaunch it later. Who knows?
Yeah.
Right. Take the next one. I think we're done on that one.
Cool. Yeah, so the next one we've got, I think it's quite a big one recently. So how a poison security scanner became the key to backdooring LiteLLM. So it's quite technical one on this one, but trying my best to get it across. I think it's happened the week of obviously us recording. So basically, from what I've seen, LiteLLM is a tool that provides access to various models and allows businesses to monitor and track various things and sort of give access to employees as well with various sort of guardrails and all sorts of things. And it's also open source for use there, but I think there is maybe a business version of something. But yeah, basically it makes it easy for teams to give developers access to various LLMs. And the story here is that 2 versions of the LiteLLM Python package were found to contain malicious code. And this tool is downloaded roughly 3.4 million times a day. So obviously that's quite a large amount of potential compromise there.
Huge.
But the story here is that the attack didn't start with LiteLLM. They compromised Trivy, which is a open source security scanner that can sort of find vulnerabilities and misconfigurations across code repositories. And LiteLLM used that in their build pipeline, and it's trusted inside their tool. Yeah, obviously it's a security scanner, so it scans all kind of aspects of the tool itself, which means it can potentially get access to the higher privileged areas, which could include sort of APIs and various keys and other sort of permissions. But yeah, so they've sort of supply chain attacks in that way of compromising one tool used within another. Bit of like an Inception thing there. And yeah, they basically stole credentials that were used to publish packages to the official Python package repository. And they published 2 poisoned versions of the application. And those malicious versions were available for about 3 hours before it was quarantined. So anybody installing LiteLLM during that time would have a version which has sort of harvesting capabilities for SSH keys, cloud credentials, API keys, crypto wallets. Silently harvests that back to an attacker-controlled server, and also leaves a backdoor for ongoing access. So yeah, it's quite a big one of a lot of technical detail, and we can put all that in the newsletter. And I assume anybody that's familiar with these tools would be already on it.
You would hope.
Yeah. And obviously, yeah, it was sort of, I mean, it's a small and also a big window of time that compromised package was out. But yeah, you'd hope people have already sort of been updating to the sort of safer versions. But yeah, there's probably a lot to potentially go into on this, but I think it just shows we spoke about a lot of NPM packages getting compromised as everything else, code on GitHub, for example, people typically trust it. And yeah, sometimes as well, you don't really realize that you could be using this package within another package sort of thing, like Trivy, for example, being used inside the LiteLLM.
Yeah.
But yeah, it seems to be as well a group of Team PCP who have sort of done similar things before, and there's a whole post about it on Snick's blog, so we can link that there as well.
Yeah, I'll put a link to that in the newsletter as well.
But I mean, for anyone listening that's not already been on the case and uses this tool potentially, I think there's ways to sort of check your versions. It says here that 1.82.7 or 1.82.8 is compromised, and then to sort of double check what versions you got, update to a secure version, and then rotate credentials on affected systems, which could be quite a big task. And there's also ways of looking to see what is going on, I guess, with your platforms to make sure it's not compromised in any way.
This is one of those incidents where it's big enough that kind of the security world kind of stops. Log4j was a similar one. This is one where I've seen so many people talking about this on TikTok, and as a security awareness professional, a lot of this, we're not expected to understand all of this. If you're a security awareness professional, You're not expected to understand the ins and outs of this. But what you can do is you can help translate it. This is a great opportunity to work with those tech teams.
Yeah.
And you can almost be the translator between the technical and your end users. You can help bring that. If you've got established comms channels with the business, you can help get this message out there. So this is a great opportunity to build some relationships. I saw Sands have they've got a blog post when security scanner became the weapon. They had an emergency webinar as well. They've got a report PDF that you can download, threat intelligence report. That's just Sands. Anyone and everyone, we've already mentioned Snick, anyone and everyone has probably got a write-up and a report on this. So touch base with your tech teams. Offer them, if you're an awareness professional, just offer them some assistance. Anything I can help with? Can I help you get the message out? Support this ongoing over the next couple of weeks. I think this is a really good opportunity to build some bridges.
Yeah, definitely.
You said, have you done some messaging on this where you are?
There has been, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think obviously it's quite a recent thing, right? So not everybody would be on it, potentially. And
so if small organisation that has just a handful of developers, there might not be the maturity that they're aware of what everyone's using. And these developers might live in a bit of a black hole or a cave and not check out on socials regularly. So just have the word, introduce this to your people. Like, do we use this? Anything? Is this something we should care about? Right. Shall I move on to the next one?
Yeah.
Okay. This is an interesting one. This has got Apple have rolled out or is rolling out age verification to UK iPhone users. Its new age verification program for UK users is going to require customers to prove they're at least 18 to use some features, and these features are going to be turned on by default, which means that all users, including adults, will have to prove their age via a credit card and other payment methods on file, or by submitting ID to be scanned. So this new policy will reportedly be implemented when UK users complete the latest iOS 26.4 software update. I've already done that.
I saw it's quite a big one. I imagine there'll be people that won't update if they can.
Let me just see what number I'm general. I'm pretty sure I'm on 26.4. This is strange. I haven't been asked to verify yet.
Yeah.
So on March the 12th, the UK's Information Commissioner's Office, ICO, and Ofcom, both of which regulate child online safety, announced that they're giving social media platforms several weeks to report back on their plans to bolster child safety. And the ICO, of course, said it was mulling further regulatory action if they don't keep children under the age of 13 off platforms. Yeah, Apple told users its new policy comes in response to laws requiring stringent mechanisms. This is required by law in some countries and regions, the tech giant said in a blog post. In certain countries, you might be required to confirm you're an adult before downloading apps, changing certain settings, or taking other actions with your Apple account. I read somewhere that it was also going to be just to perform a Google search. You won't be unless you verify how old you are, you won't be able to search Google on an iPhone or iPad, which is an interesting one.
Yeah. Do you wonder? Because it talks about, if you don't do it or you are under age, you get web content filters turned on automatically.
Yeah.
But that's just for the operating system and Safari, or does it go across? Because you can install like Chrome on an iPhone, right?
So I'm pretty sure that when you install Chrome and I might be wrong, someone please comment or email and let me know if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure that all third-party browsers on Apple still use Apple WebKit. So fundamentally, they're all just kind of still using Safari in a way. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure they're all using the same kind of bones, as it were.
Yeah.
In a way that not Internet Explorer anymore, is it? In a way that Edge is Chromium-based. I think that on iOS, they're all Safari-based. I could be wrong, but...
Sounds like a thing that Apple would do.
Yeah, in their kind of closed-off ecosystem. Absolutely. I would love to know what happens. We've criticised, age verification checks for sending off data to third parties. we kind of have to trust Apple. If you've got an Apple device, you kind of trust them with everything anyway. It would be interesting to know if that information is going back to Apple or whether or not it stays on the device. I'm sure we spoke before about it staying on the device in like their, I can't remember what they call it. They're like, the name is there. It's like an entranced something. They've got like a
Secure
trusted
enclave.
Secure enclave. That's the one. Yeah. Who knows?
Like an isolated hardware area, isn't it? But yeah, it'd be interesting to know if it's a local processed sort of check, like you said.
Yeah.
Or not.
It kind of normalizes this as well. And this is something, if you're in the business of security awareness, this is something you can communicate to your customers, users, people, colleagues. Let them know what this looks like, because there may be phishing campaigns that try and imitate it or try and leverage off it. This is such a big change that this is exactly the type of thing you can expect malicious actors to take advantage of. Like, your age verification has expired. Click here to re-verify. And you're taking some bogus Apple
all
website.
All of your details, right?
Exactly. This is great fuel for phishing men and women. Yeah, just show your people what good looks like. There'll be screenshots out there. Get on the beta release. I'm on the beta release as well. I haven't got it. Try and find out. If I can find out more, I'll put it in the newsletter. But maybe we'll come back to this next week if I actually get the prompt or not. Right, roll on to the next one.
Yep. So next one we've got TikTok for business accounts is being targeted in a new phishing campaign. So this is impersonating login and scheduler call pages. So this is a story from Bleeping Computer. It says here that it's a phishing campaign that prevents security bots from analyzing malicious pages. And obviously business accounts have been targeted because they could be used for advertising campaigns and ad fraud. And yeah, you sort of have a potential audience to share malicious content with. And it talks about how TikTok's previously been used to spread information, stealing malware through malicious videos, cryptocurrency scams for fake promotions. And yeah, victims are being lured with TikTok for business compromised accounts, which take them to a Cloudflare hosted phishing page, which I would hope has been probably taken down by now, but at least by the time this goes out. It talks about a few details here. The initial link redirects via a legitimate Google storage URL, which blocks bots using Cloudflare turnstile check and redirects to the malicious page. The domains are all like welcome.careers.com of some sort. There's a few different wordings, and essentially it's a malicious page that is impersonating TikTok for business and Google careers pages. So yeah, it seems like I'm not quite sure exactly how you get to these pages, but they look like these. So it's kind of, maybe it's similar to, like we spoke about the Google ads fake page before, and another one recently. But they're two, imitation pages on TikTok for business. Ask you to log in. But
that top page you've got there, that login to your TikTok for business account, is almost identical to the proper one. I've got the proper one up on the screen next to me. The only difference is that login with Google button isn't there on the legit one. Login with TikTok is there on the legit one.
Right.
And the only other difference is where it says, you see, they're steering you away from signing in with TikTok, because email or phone and password, there's a use phone. It just says email on the top one, and then there's a button to use phone, which will change you to a different login process. Right. And there's no forget password function as well, which is a huge red flag, actually. That they haven't put a forgot password function. But yeah, login with TikTok will be there when you try to log into a TikTok page. And it's not there. So they're obviously trying to skim some Google credentials there as well, which is interesting. Yeah.
And as you can see, that the URL is welcome.careersengage.com/TK login, which is obviously another thing to look out for.
Yeah.
And the Google careers page as well. it's like harvesting some data there. And I wonder then if someone would contact you, I guess, to socially engineer you. It seems to show anything more about.
Possibilities are endless, though, aren't they? I mean, that's career scams and resume scams and all stuff like that. This is the problem. You don't know what's going to be around that corner.
And so it says about on this one. Obviously, they served that fake login page, which steals credentials, and it says here that it can even take session cookies and exfiltrate them. And it can also hijack your account if you have 2FA enabled, which I presume it sort of sits in between like the legitimate service in a way that it would sort of push you a notification and stuff to be like, here's the multi-factor code to log in. But I guess if you're using like SMS, or sometimes they just have built-in sort of, they'll email you a 6-digit code sort of thing, right? But if you had like an actual authenticator app, you'd probably be in a safer position. Or if you use passkeys, for example, you wouldn't necessarily get compromised this way.
TikTok by default does, I know this because I set up a new account just this morning. TikTok by default does send you a verification code to your email when you set up an account. That's like its default status. It doesn't do, at no point during that sign up process to TikTok has it asked me if I want to use an authenticator app or set up a passkey, which is interesting. So maybe there is a evolution there to happen on TikTok's side. Who knows?
Yeah, so just to sort of clarify, I mentioned Google Storage and Cloudflare Turnstile gets used, and that's like the legit services, which obviously allow it to appear more trusted, and especially to like security tools and stuff. Obviously, this sees like a Google Storage link or a Cloudflare token of some sort, so it sort of believes it's real. And they're sort of going after TikTok for business accounts with this. So I guess, be careful of any TikTok ads you see. Yeah. Might be one that's not real. That's that one.
Cool. TikTok phishing. Right, I'll move on to the next one. Lloyds app glitch turned transactions into shared experience. 447,000 users. It's like a banking orgy. It's a faulty overnight update at Lloyds Banking Group that we spoke about 3-4 episodes ago that caused a mobile app glitch on March the 12th. So it would have been 2 or 3 episodes ago. Up to 447,000 users, nearly 500,000 users, saw other customers' transactions. So we know now the issue stemmed from an API defect triggered by near simultaneous logins, which broke account data separation. So no money was accessed or stolen, but sensitive details, including account numbers and payment references, were exposed. Lloyds has paid a goodwill compensation, reported the incident to regulators, and is now reviewing how the bug passed testing. So that all sounds like, please don't sue us, please don't fine us. We're there's a whole article here on the Register. This has been reported in a few places, but so far Lloyds has paid out £100, 3,625 customers for goodwill, distress and inconvenience. And it's going to consider further claims if any financial harm emerges.
So there's 443,000 people that haven't been paid anything.
Yeah,
basically. I wonder how you get paid. I'm not a Lloyds Banking customers.
I'm not. My mum is. But like I said, she had about £8 in the account. If I go 139,000, divide that by 3,625, £38.34 per person. Yeah. So that's not a lot, is it? £38.34.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Get your takeaway, I suppose. What's that going to cost? If they paid that to everybody impacted, that would cost them 16.9 million.
That'd be why they haven't.
Which is probably less than the fine, which is like 4% of annual turnover. So that's the cheaper option. But
I'm
Yeah.
not sure
I
bribing
don't know
customers would stop the fine.
£33. I mean, at least the customers are getting something from that. They get fined by the
Yeah.
ICO. What happens with the money when people? What happens with the money the ICO gets? When the ICO
Sure.
finds a company, what happens with the... So that's a really interesting... I just asked Claude. Claude says the short answer is it doesn't go to the victims, it goes to the government. So, yeah, awesome. Let's let them give £33 to each victim rather than the government getting 20 million or whatever they will get. So, yeah, that's interesting. I'll dig deeper on that because, yeah. Anyway, so... Yeah, not really much more on that. Just an update on that story. 447,000 users. No financial harm has been claimed, and they're paying 33 quid roughly to each affected customer, but they've only done it to 3,000 customers so far. So
it's interesting, like, yeah, how they said it's happened from a bug in the code and it got pushed out overnight as well. That seems like a bad time to do it, but I get they probably do it at that time because less people are using the app and stuff. It's like more of like a maintenance time, isn't it? You typically do that, but yeah,
there's a
quite a bad one.
There's a lovely comment here at the bottom of the article from the Register. In response to Lloyd's update, Chair of the Treasury Committee, Dame Meg Hillier, said modern banking methods mean we can now perform a variety of tasks on our phones in a matter of seconds and almost anywhere. What this incident brings into focus is the fact that there is a trade-off. By moving more interactions with our bank online, we place our faith in technology which can suffer unpredictable errors. It's critical that consumers understand this, and that's why my committee continues to push banks to be transparent when things go wrong. And then it says, it finishes off, banking apps are built on one basic rule. Your account is yours. For a few hours on March the 12th, that rule didn't hold. So, yeah, interesting. Yeah, I'm sure there'll be more on that. We'll see what happens with the ICO and if there's any more information in future episodes. This week's Fish of the Week, of course, comes from the threat intelligence team at Hox Hunt. Big shout out to that team for the awesome work and for sharing this with us. Right, here it is. It is ChatGPT impersonation fake subscription invoice. So you can see here, subject ChatGPT Plus from a compromised email account. We have your ChatGPT Plus invoice for the current billing period is now available for review. Please check the details to ensure uninterrupted access to your Plus features. To maintain your ChatGPT Plus subscription benefits, please review this invoice promptly. Thank you for being a ChatGPT Plus subscriber, the ChatGPT Plus team. So, yes, this email mimics a subscription invoice notification. It uses ChatGPT branding and a generic email layout. Now, to me, this looks like a very much a vibe-coded, AI-generated layout. If you're listening and you're not actually watching, you can see it on YouTube or check out the newsletter, which you can get by searching for the awareness angle on LinkedIn or subscribe at riskycreative.com. So yeah, obviously this is asking you to verify invoice details, and it's creating urgency by suggesting you're going to lose access or you've been charged for something that you don't think you have subscribed to. So, yeah, it's it doesn't scream like it doesn't scream compromise, does it? In some ways, but it's there. It's you can see here. The verify invoice details button leads to a malicious website. It's obviously pressuring the recipient to act quickly. And these, we've seen it time and time again, unexpected subscription problems are such a common phishing law. They're always used. It says this, always confirm billing or subscription issues. So even if you're a ChatGPT subscriber, like I've just ended my ChatGPT subscription. If I was a ChatGPT subscriber, I wouldn't click that I would go directly to the site and check it from there. And that's kind of what you need to do, really. Because it's so common that these types of scams take place, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, you see it quite often. Not just, obviously, ChatGPT either, right? It's other... Could be anywhere.
Anything. Yeah. Literally, they'll choose... It could be... It used to be WhatsApp Gold. Do you remember WhatsApp Gold? They used to be like, your WhatsApp Gold subscription, there is no such thing as WhatsApp Gold. So it could even be made up. But if not an existing service, like this may have been... I don't know if there's been a ChatGPT breach. I don't know if they've got a list of ChatGPT subscribers. I don't recall anything. So the chances are this has gone out to anyone and everyone. And the point being that, you know, it just... I'm not paying for that. What am I paying for? Oh, my God. Quick, I better check. I want to cancel. So... yeah, you don't have to be a subscriber to be a victim, I think is the key point there.
I think as well, like you said, if you aren't a subscriber, you're probably more likely to click the link in the email as well. You're not necessarily going to be like, oh, I need to go to ChatGPT's website and log in and stuff like that. So I think if it's unexpected and you've never subscribed to it, probably just ignore it, report it.
I never get emails from ChatGPT either. So as far, like, I don't remember receiving one. I might have when I signed up. Maybe I get a monthly invoice from them. I don't remember
I think there is, yeah.
You do? Okay.
Yeah. I don't know if you get a... I'm sure I saw it. Similar. Yeah. I get details, the plan and stuff, though. Whereas that didn't.
No.
Didn't have any details. It's very generic, isn't it? It's just about...
very simple message, no context. I mean, it could have had context. Just because it had more details doesn't mean you should trust it. But, go to ChatGPT.
With, at least in Gmail and with OpenAI, they have like the verification blue check mark in the email, which you can obviously hover over and it says that it's verified that they own the domain. Some other things to look out for, I guess, there. But obviously, it's a bit more of a complicated technical thing. I think, like we said, if you're not expecting it, that's the safest bet, right?
Yeah, let me just see. It's just going to be a bunch of news articles talking about ChatGPT. Anyway, that's the fish of the week from Hox Hunt. Big thanks to the Hox Hunt team for sharing it with us. I can't find any ChatGPT emails, but I'm sure they exist. Right. Okay. That's the fish of the week. Awesome. So let's move on to some security socials. Social security. That's what I called it. Social security. Okay. I've got a number of things to share this week, and they kind of go here, there, and everywhere. So let me just share this with you. The first one was something I saw on Reddit. I'm going to share this with you quickly now. How do you deal with users who refuse to lock their laptop when walking away? Now, you tell me an organization where this isn't a problem. This is a problem absolutely in every organization when you've got smart people that think they know the best. One of the recurring issues I run into is users leaving their laptop unlocked when they walk away. Recently, I told someone to lock their laptop when leaving it unattended, and instead of just taking it on board, they looked me straight in the eye and said, "So what? What are you going to do?" That kind of response irritated me more than the unlocked device itself, because it shows they either don't understand the risk or just don't care. Summed it up brilliantly. I'm interested in how others approach this. We do have a policy for it, 15 minutes. So policy exists. And then I thought the responses to this, there's been different mentalities where I've worked in different places. At my old job, users who didn't lock their computers were fair game for shenanigans, changing wallpaper, changing the keyboard layout, cranking the speakers and stuff like that. One place I worked, they would always have a love poem sent to the boss for them or something like that, saying, posting on Slack, hacked by, or something like that is really common. Why would I discuss with users? Never argue with users. Escalate to managers. But what do you do if the manager doesn't care? If they're caught not locking, that's against policy, so they will be written up. If it happens again, they will be terminated. I'd love to know what organisations do that, because none of the organisations I've ever worked in would do that. Like, yeah, policy says that, but have you ever fired someone because of a acceptable use IT policy? It's in a that person's tagged governance, risk, and compliance. So yeah, I get that, but it's just not. It's the professional answer.
It really depends on the business.
Yeah. Cultural change starts with an email to the rest of the team saying, I left my computer unlocked, so I'm buying everyone snacks today. After repeating this 2 to 3 times, you'll soon get the rest of the team joining in. Yeah, it's really, really... We trialled ages ago at the organisation we worked together at. We trialled like RFID sensors or Bluetooth things. So when they unlock the device when you approach the device. And kind of like... keyless entry, but it's keyboardless locking almost. You know what I mean? So yeah, and I know I've seen red team exercises where this has been flagged and unlocked computers. An unlocked Linux terminal has been the point of entry on more than one red team. So yeah, it's tough. I've also seen computers left unlocked just on a command prompt, just like with a post-it note saying "Don't switch off," and it's like, what the hell is it used for then? It's so yeah.
It reminds me. I think it was something you saw the other month or so. Someone on the train, didn't they leave a laptop unlocked? Yeah, and it's like, if they're not locking their computer in the office and they're doing it in public, that's even worse.
Do you know that was someone with architectural drawings on a train to Leeds, from Stevenage to Leeds? So it's like a 2-hour, 3-hour train journey. It's a long train journey. Yeah. And I think it was 9 minutes they left their laptop unattended, open, unlocked, on a table, in a train that wasn't that busy. And there was architectural drawings, like schematics on the screen. I mean, just imagine if I kind of understood that and changed the density of some steel or the thickness of something. Like a whole building could have been built and fallen down because I tweaked with it on a train, and you'd like trace that back to me. It's madness. And you see it on LinkedIn all the time. People sharing stuff from coffee shops and from trains where people have just walked away and left it unlocked. It's so easy to unlock it. And if you've got a MacBook and you set it up to unlock with your watch or just a parcel, it's
Touch ID as well, right?
Touch ID. £100 more on the new MacBook Neo, but Touch ID, it's just easy. Like, come on now, lock your screens. It's really simple. But there's clearly a communication issue with that individual. They clearly don't understand the risks, and they think that they're in a safe space in their office bubble. So then talk about tailgating, talk about how easy it is to get in. Run a red team, get people to actually sneak in, and do some stuff, film it, tell the story, like bring them along on the journey. See if you can make them your North Star. If you can change that stubborn individual's behaviour, that's a success metric to report to your board. Like, this individual was a right a-hole. We've made them change their behaviour. Yeah. Anyway, that was the first topic. Let me move on to the next one. Some of these are quite quick. I have more than 2 this week. I was sat in the reception area at my kids' school this week, and a poster caught my eye. And we've spoken about child online safety on here before, lots of times. I've got a couple of things that touch on that this week. I loved this poster, and this is, again, not all cybersecurity, but it is in a way. And I love this. Most parents and carers. This is LGFL Safeguard Ed. Put a link to it in the newsletter. 6 top tips for parents to keep your children safe online. Top 1. Don't worry about screen time. Aim for screen quality. Oh my God. Scrolling through social media isn't the same as making a film or story or video calling grandma. Use the Children Commissioner's digital 5 a day to plan or review each day together. And that includes be mindful, connect, be active, get creative, give to others. I love that. My 6-year-old is using her iPad. She's watching like craft videos on YouTube, loads of YouTube, but she's crafting while she's watching. She's using it as inspiration. So it's amazing. Even though the government just released advice that I think under 5 shouldn't be on screens for more than an hour a day or something like that. So some important ones here. I'll whiz through these. Check the safety settings are turned on, whether it's your home internet, mobile devices, consoles or apps. There's lots of settings to make them safe. We've talked about this before, parental controls. So many parents don't realise there are parental controls. Restricted mode on YouTube. Safe search on YouTube. I'm going to do a bunch of videos on this stuff because no one talks about this. And I think it's something that we can probably help with. So just that kind of simple, it's so simple to access. People just don't know it's there. Get your children to show you their apps and games. You don't need to know about the latest game or app, but they can show you what they're doing and who they're doing it with, and you can work out. Just don't be terrified by Italian brain rot, because it's steal a brain rot. Like, there's some kids, what are you doing? Oh, we're playing steal a brain rot. It's like, oh my God. Don't try to hide news about scary things in the news. Talk to them about it, because that kind of dissolves the fake news. Quite often at dinner, one of my kids will come out with something they've seen about, and it'll be something, it's like, no, Iran aren't bombing London. Like, read beyond the news. Like, you know, it's just read beyond that. And yeah, I won't go into that. I'll share a link to it on the newsletter. I'll leave that there. But I thought it was quite a refreshing approach compared to the don't let them see anything, don't let them use anything. Like, you can't escape it.
Yeah.
While we're on an educational angle, let me just give you this one really quickly. This is a website I stumbled across. Stumbled across this completely randomly. My 11-year-old said, me and a friend, when we're older, are going to make a games company and we're going to call it Barefoot Games. I was like, amazing. I thought that name probably exists. So I Googled it and I came across this. The Phisherman, an underwater adventure. Barefoot from Computing at School and BT.
Hi, I'm Turtle, the new head of the cybersecurity team in our underwater village, LPD. Today I am here to help you learn about phishing. Don't know what phishing is? Don't worry, all will become clear soon. First, I'm going to need your nick.
So obviously this is Turtle, and there's lots of like undersea kind of stuff. It's BT colour theme, so clearly BT have sponsored this. You type in your nickname. I'm just going to go with Ant. You choose your avatar. You can have a llama with a hat on, a stingray, anglerfish, a jellyfish, or a starfish with sunglasses, or a diver. It's amazing.
Hey,
and if
you eat. As you
earn
complete
cyber
challenges
points,
on our
so it's
adventure,
gamified.
you'll earn cyber points.
You can turn
so
the
you
music
can
off
see
and
how
the sound
well you're
off if you
doing.
want as well.
But for every mistake you make, you'll also lose a life. In a moment, you shall be able to see how many lives you have left at the top of your screen.
Right, lives and points. Let's just go. I've got 5 lives, no points.
I'm glad you found me. We have had some problems with our villagers' personal information being stolen.
Button says personal information.
Personal information is data such as your name, date of birth, or address. Let me show you what your information looks like.
Personal information, generate details, and there it is, ant@fishmail.co.uk, password, home address, payment card number. Yeah, it's.
Were you paying attention?
I'll stop this there because then it goes on to like quiz me for it. But I thought it was just really nice and accessible. I haven't shown my kids that yet, but I can imagine them getting involved in that. And I just stumbled across that. So, yeah,
it's cool to see stuff out there. And like you said, it's probably not well advertised. I've never seen it before.
No, I've never heard of it before. So
but I guess
we'll put a link.
Target audience.
Maybe we're not, but we can help spread the word, can't we? Because again, in an organisation, you have parents. So share this with them. They can share it with their kids, and it gets them to Phisherman. Why is it called Phisherman with a PH? Oh, that's because of phishing emails. Opens up a conversation about cybersecurity, and you can go on with that game and learn a whole lot more about personal information and phishing and stuff. So it's really, there'll be other stuff out there. We've spoken before about, is it Joe Hurd and the stuff that he's done. So anything like that, if you see something like that, share it with us and we'll spread the good word. Cool. Right. I had one last thing. No, I didn't. I had 2. I'm sorry. I won't be much longer. I just want to share these with you. This is something I saw on TikTok. Look at me sharing a TikTok. It's normally you. So let me share this with you. Spotting a deepfake. Have you got this as well?
Yeah. That's cool.
I think the algorithm, obviously.
AI thing, or what, how would I be able to tell?
So let me just explain. This is a guy on camera spotting a deepfake using one sentence, okay? And I'll play this. I think it plays fine. There's a guy sat in a chair with headphones on, and you can't see the voice, the English voice that's speaking. This guy's very soft, like it's a very poor quality webcam, very soft and fluffy around the face. But I'll play the audio.
How do I know you're not some AI thing, or what, how would I be able to tell?
Here, man. Yeah.
Oh.
He's just shown a certificate.
Can you hold that
It's
up?
not AI.
You,
Yeah, I was doing.
So kind of proving
That's our director.
that the
I
background
thought it would be your
isn't
name.
AI.
No. That's our director. We have a multiple. You see all of them here.
Oh, I see.
Go, Ronnie.
You know, is there
What's
not
going
some
on?
way of telling whether you're real or not? Can you like hold up 3 fingers in front of your face? When you,
Oh, come on. That's too much.
oh, you don't want to do that.
Well, I'll do that here.
He's holding them just below his face.
You
2
mean-
fingers as well.
Too much. Come on, Ronnie.
Why would it affect the AI if it was in front of your face?
Well, not at all. But
Can
I
you
don't
do
know.
that
It's
then?
too much to ask somebody.
Well,
Well, I'm just
make
doing
sure
it.
you're not AI is not unreasonable. I mean, can you do that in front of your face?
Well, I think that that's too much to ask somebody. Don't you think that?
No, I don't think it is. If I'm making sure you're not AI, I think that's a reasonable thing to ask. Can you hold up 3 fingers in front of your face?
Well, I think that, well, is that enough?
No, in
To
front
the
of
side
your
of his face.
Well, that's too much, don't you think?
Yes, it is. Because, you know, if you were real, you would put up 3 in front of
Oh,
your face.
host
Yes,
has ended
I
this
thought so.
meeting. There we go.
How do I know you're not?
See, you obviously saw that as well. The algorithm, obviously, I mean, it's gone really viral. It's had loads of views, but it's Luke. Can you hold 3 fingers in front of your face?
Is he going to do it?
I'm
Yeah.
not doing it. I think
That's
it's
quite
too
a-
much to ask. Come on, that's too much. I'm not going to put. Like,
That was quite a good one.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, there's a lot of giveaways in there, isn't there? But
When
just
you
that one
watch it
sort of-
back, you can see when you watch it back that he's got a curl of hair that kind of phases in and out of existence, where there's obviously some deep fake face there. So the hair's real, but this curl of hair, kind of the tip of it kind of keeps vanishing and reappearing and vanishing and reappearing. But
Yeah.
you don't you're looking at the face, you're looking at the eyes, you're looking at the body. You don't look for those tiny and kind of tells. But it's very soft. The face is very soft.
Yeah, it was. And like the eyes and the mouth, very odd.
Yeah.
Mm.
But the part of the reason it is low quality as well is because that kind of, it gets less obvious if it's low quality, isn't it? It's if it was HD, then it would be really easy to tell. But with it all being a bit crap, laptop cameras need to get better to help prevent AI deepfakes in some ways for that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Right, I'll quickly share the last one I had, and this was a LinkedIn post that I saw from Maxime Hoxhunt. I haven't told Maxime that I'm sharing this, so I hope he doesn't mind, but it is on LinkedIn, so it's kind of public domain in some ways. This is a real smishing campaign currently circulating around France, shared by a friend. A fake delivery message like we've seen many, but with a twist. There's a picture of a package, a recipient's name on the label, full home address in the SMS, and a personalised link. That picture is what makes it interesting. It creates a strong sense of legitimacy. You don't just read the message, you see your parcel waiting for you. My friend immediately said, crazy what AI can do. Looking closer, it seems more like a simple image template with text overlay, but it's somewhat scary glimpse of what AI will enable, the mass personalisation of scams with visual cues that our brains instantly trust. So, yeah, and it's the message actually said, hello, I came to your home, full address for name. I sent your package back to the warehouse because it didn't fit in your mailbox. Please choose how to get it delivered with a link to a malicious website. That's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, just, like he says, it enhances those typical tracking like fake shipment links, text that you get, which are just very basic and aren't personalized anywhere near as much as that.
No, I know.
Where they
It's,
get the home address from, I guess it's just data breaches and it's very targeted.
It's probably all public record, isn't it? I'm actually seeing, I've just done a search for that, and it's actually made the French news. So there's an article there with that very same photo, with the name blurred out on a MSN.com. So that, I mean, it's obviously big enough that that's made the French news. So I thought that was it's another good example, isn't it, of stuff that we can share with our people. It's another attack vector. There's so many.
Yeah.
That's my social security done. So I'll pass over to you after I stole one of yours. So I'm sorry.
That's right. So I've got one to share. So this one, TikTok I saw. It's basically, a sort of example of how people could be using personal devices and sort of exposing certain things, I guess. So I'll just share the video. Easier to watch it. I don't know if you saw it at all.
Oh, I saw this.
I'll play it and we can probably listen along.
I have some news right now. A French service member accidentally opened up his Strava on the Charles de Gaulle aircraft carrier. And we now know the location of France's aircraft carrier because he decided to go on a 7-kilometer run in the middle of the ocean. According to French news Le Monde, this service member decided to use Strava in the middle of the ocean on the aircraft carrier as it was moving. Now, it's no surprise that the aircraft carrier is in water, but it's an operational security risk that we now know where it is. This is going viral on Twitter, so I'm not revealing anything that isn't already public. But as you can see, it's in the Mediterranean Sea, and the exact location is now known because Arthur decided to go on a run for about 36 minutes, going for about 7 kilometers on a Strava app in the middle of the ocean. So anyways, spread the word.
Yeah. Good to sort of, want to share with the risks of unintentional, sort of innocent thing, but probably should know better in that sort of this scenario, I guess. Should be probably quite more restricted, but...
Yeah, I got sent this by a couple of different people. I think this happened just after we'd recorded the last episode or something like that. I got sent this by a couple of different people, and obviously this isn't the first time that military stuff has been leaked through Strava, and I think it was 2018, so 8 years ago, that some British soldiers decided to go for a run and revealed where their kind of semi-secret military camp was. And this is maybe this is a security awareness issue for armed forces, right? Like, Strava can be public, it can also be private, and think of the potential issues that this could cause if they were on like secret military operations. Like, their location has to be quite secret anyway, but supposing it's as a result of Arthur's run they get torpedoed and destroyed and a whole ship of French servicemen get killed, all because Arthur decided to go for a run and turn on his Strava.
Yeah, it's one of those sort of things, right? Maybe not fully our area, but just like the whole permissions thing, sharing your location on your personal device through an app like that whilst you're in a sort of sensitive scenario. There's a lot of awareness to be sort of shared there, and not just that kind of scenario. There's probably lots of other similar things that could happen different ways, and it's all sort of unintentional.
We can't blame Strava for that, because Strava aren't at fault. Maybe Strava, and it won't cover all solutions, but maybe Strava needs to go, it looks like you're on a boat. Are you sure you want to make this public? But then if you're just running around a secret military camp in the deserts, it's likely there's about to be a whole load of servicemen in the Middle East, a whole load more servicemen in the Middle East, in places that's probably quite sensitive. One of those has their Strava turned on, someone notices, that could be catastrophic. So, if you're a service member or secret security guard at a secret installation and are going for a jog on your break, Strava hides your starting point now. That was something they didn't do. It kind of blurs your starting point, but it still gives so much away.
Yeah. could be, I can't think of any examples, right? But just the whole thing of personal devices and permissions and
Yeah.
all kinds of things there.
Maybe there's something, maybe Strava really needs to double down on the you are sharing your location with the world. Do you wish to continue? Maybe having just as a default public setting isn't enough. Maybe before every activity, you need to explicitly declare that you are happy to share your location publicly. And then there needs to be awareness to service members to not do that. It's tough, though.
I mean, it probably is, right? But then not everybody reads it, not everybody engages with it.
Nope.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. Well, I think that's it this week. And we've done the whole week without talking about the director of the FBI's personal emails getting hacked by Handala, because everybody else has probably spoken about that. But in case you missed it, there you go. We did include it in the episode. Kash Patel's emails got hacked. Personal email, not his FBI. The FBI are fine. Personal email got hacked by Handala. Years of photos, emails, resume has been leaked by them in what they claim is just the latest of a long line of high-profile compromises. But we're not going to talk about that because we try and avoid the politics. So, yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. I think that's it for this week. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone. Catch you next
Speak to you next week. See you later. Bye.
Bye.